Whoa, what's the deal, baby? It's your boy, Mr. Steve, the trendsetter, and this is the NBS Show for May. What is that? 18th. 18th is this 2026, and we're gonna go ahead and get it cut off. Kicked off. We actually are missing one part of the crew today, but we're gonna roll anyway. Introducing us immediately to my right. We got the one and only Mr. Box Office. What it do, man?
What's going on, y'all? I'm pissed. I missed LeBron's exit in the playoffs last week. So here I am, back to celebrate it. It's good to see you, Steve. You're not on that crack cocaine anymore. You literally said that they were going to win 2, maybe 3 games. I don't know what you were smoking.
Anything you were smoking when you said he'd get eliminated in the first round.
and Hunter, I think it's time to take down those jerseys, man. I don't know who's playing worse out of those 3 guys behind you. You might have to send them off to Cancun. But look, I'm excited to be back on. X is of course ducking us, but hey, man, we got some NFL to talk about, and obviously the NBA playoffs. So I'm excited.
Already, let's get it popping, man. And right now, I'm feeling a little like LeBron because I got my mini-me. I got my version of Bronny on the show with me today, man. I'm going to throw him a couple alleys like Bron do to Bronny. So got HNB Hoops on here. What up with it, man?
What's up, y'all, man? Good to be back for another podcast episode. Speaking of Cancun, box office, your man's, I know one player that's in Cancun and one player that's not, and he sent your man's home, Cade Cunningham.
Hold on.
We
gonna get to it.
Yeah, man.
I know you ready. We're gonna get to it. Hold on. We got a little housekeeping to do for us. NFL. The NFL. You can I know you ain't much on the NFL right now, especially in the off season for sure. But we got a couple of little things about the NFL we're gonna touch on right quick. You can chime in as well. First things first, man. All right, box office. We had the NFL official schedule release. What were you excited to see on that schedule?
Okay. There's plenty of things I was excited about. I really liked the schedule release this year because I thought the NFL really paid attention. But one thing that really stood out to me was they now have a Thanksgiving Eve game. And now that whole Thanksgiving weekend is insanely packed. I mean, I'm going to pull it up here right now. Let me see. All right. So that Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, we have a Packers-Rams matchup, which obviously, with everything we're about to say, we're assuming all these players are going to be healthy, even though they probably won't be. But Packers-Rams, Thanksgiving Eve, fire. Then on Thanksgiving Day, we have the Bears-Lions division matchup, fire. Eagles Cowboys, that is gonna destroy ratings, and I mean that in a positive way. And then we have the Chiefs and the Bills Thanksgiving night. And then Black Friday, literally the next day, we've got a Broncos Steelers matchup. So I think that if anything stood out to me, it was that they added a Thanksgiving Eve game, and now they also added just really good matchups on Thanksgiving. Before they would put on intriguing matchups, but I thought this year they just weren't playing around. They said, look, we're just going to put the best of the best. Obviously, it always includes the Lions and the Cowboys. So they managed to put those two and add division games to that. But then you also end up with Mahomes versus Josh Allen. I mean, that's awesome. And then obviously,
is Mahomes going to be playing?
So they're banking on him being ready in September. So by Thanksgiving, he should be there. Yeah, I mean that's based off what I'm reading and what the Vegas odds say, which is very interesting. But yeah, if Mahomes is playing, that's going to be a fire time of the year to watch. So I think that they're adding the Thanksgiving game on a Wednesday plus the openers on a Wednesday this year. The NFL, man, they just I don't know if there's any other windows they could take care of. I mean, they seem to take care of it all. So that's what stood out to me.
Give me those Thanksgiving Eve games again.
Well, only one Thanksgiving Eve game, so it's just Packers Rams. But then on Thanksgiving, the next day, we have Bears Lions, Eagles Cowboys, Chiefs Bills, and then on Black Friday, the day after, we have Steelers Broncos.
So out of all of those games, which game are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to most Bills Chiefs, just because it seems like our generations, or right now, time is Josh Allen versus Pat Mahomes is our generation, Manning versus Brady, and whenever those two teams match up, it's always a good game.
Right. I think that's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most too. And actually, just even with even if it's Justin Fields, if it's Justin Fields playing for the Chiefs, it still should be kind of exciting because I actually don't think he's going to be a bad fit there to hold him over until Mahomes gets there. So, like I said, it's one of those things, man. I know he's going to be better than what's the dude with the mustache? I can't think of his name.
Gardner Minshew.
Minshew, yeah, he's gonna be better than Minshew. So I definitely think they upgraded their backup position with that. But yeah, out of those games, I think that's gonna be the biggest one. Do you think they kind of oversaturating it? I'm saying for the lane, for the what do we call them? Casuals. Do you think they oversaturating it for the casuals? Because I know, to me, and probably you, it can't ever be enough football NFL on.
I think so. Like, one thing about me and you, we will watch that Thanksgiving Eve game, all the Thanksgiving Eve, all Thanksgiving Day games, all the Black Friday games, all the Sunday games, along with college football on top. I do think, though, it can be too much football in a way. Because what I mean by that is not that I don't enjoy, obviously I love it. I mean, I watch if I'm free, I watch every game. Like if I'm in town, meaning in Richmond, Virginia, where I live, I watch literally every game. But, let's say I'm traveling somewhere, then, I might make an exception. Hey, I'm just going to catch those highlights later. But what I don't want it to get to is where there's a game literally on every day of the week, and we say, well, I already watched 3 days in a row. I can miss this one. And then you might just, brush off that game, and then you're going to start brushing off more games. So it's not enough football for me ever in terms of the actual game, because I love the sport, but I don't want the regular season to eventually be like, man, it's the Raiders and the Titans. I don't care about watching it. Like I still want to care even for those games. So I don't.
Right.
I want it to stick to the Monday, Thursday, Saturday college, and Sunday schedule. I don't mind the Wednesday if it's, let's say, Thanksgiving Eve, or this year because of the Australia game, you do it once or twice, you add in a Wednesday game. I just hope they don't wall out and eventually get to a point where we have a game literally every day of the week. What do you think?
I actually can see it happening, bro. I can see it happening. The moment the NFL invaded Christmas, I said, bro, they're going to actually try to take over every day of the week, man. They don't care. They're going to add this 18th game, and they're going to start scheduling them regularly on Wednesdays. Then the next thing you know, they're going to have a Tuesday night football. and we'll have it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They may stall them people out on Saturdays for college football. They may do it, but they may sneak one game on Saturday. I can really see it happening, bro. I can really see it happening. But
I hope
I think
not. But the NFL doing what they did on Christmas to the NBA reminds me of WWE and WCW.
Oh yeah, bro. That's exactly what it is. That ain't nothing but Vince McMahon showing up at what was it, WCW Nitro, showing up and purchasing them, and it's just a matter of time, bro. It's a matter of time. But
see, one thing I really liked about the schedule release, and one thing that really stood out to me, and one like my favorite thing that I noticed about the schedule release. I don't know if you noticed it.
What?
There are no double header Monday night games this year.
Ooh, thank you, Jesus, bruh. Those sucked.
So basically, I think what they did was they did their research, and I guess they just found out it just doesn't work.
Right. The only time I excused it was the first Monday Night Football of the year when they had the West Coast game and the East Coast games.
But they were still different time frames, so we were like, okay, whatever.
Right. So you would be looking at that, and then they got the Raiders playing or something at 9:00. Who cares? I mean, I'll stay up and watch most of it, but it's not a big deal. In other words, you know what I mean? But the way they were doing it about every week last year, I can't take that, bro. But one of the things that excited me when I saw the schedule release, and this is because this is me being a fan as well. What's that, Hunter?
Hunter, you're on mute.
Huh?
I think Hunter doesn't realize he's on mute.
Oh yeah, I was talking to my stream. My bad.
What were you saying though?
Oh, it was this. It's an old guy. I don't know if y'all seen those clips of this is really old white guy that looks like, well, he's 86 years old, and he'll be in the background of it was a background of LeBron doing something on the court, and he was like the collectors are here to take somebody like the.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
But yeah, they said he spends $500,000 a year on NBA tickets.
Wow. Well, when you're that old, man, you don't have nothing else.
James Goldstein.
Yep. Nice Jewish name. So I'm sure he got a lot of people.
He went to 24 playoff games in 26 days.
Wow. Hey man, like I said, if you got that money and you that old, like, why am I not? I'm not leaving out. Sorry, son, I'm not leaving all that money to you. I'm going to see every Saints game. They said they playing in France. I'm going.
He's attended 5,000 plus NBA games, 100 games per year since 1984. Missed one NBA Finals game in the last 28 years due to airline. Whole season tickets for the Lakers and the Clippers. So $500K per year on tickets.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, I mean, shout out to him. Let me tell your stream to send them the link to watch the show, bro. Just send it out on your Twitch or not Twitch, TikTok or whatever. But just to finish what I was saying about my favorite game that I was looking forward to on the schedule when it released. Me being a Saints fan, this was real near and dear to my heart. The 20th anniversary of the return to the Dome after Katrina. I don't know if y'all remember Steve Gleason blocking the punt and and the Saints blowing the Falcons out with Michael Vick and the Dome coming game. The 20th anniversary is this year, and it's going to be against the Falcons, the Falcons, as I like to call them. So they had them. They scheduled them for I think it's going to be. It's going to be a primetime game. I'm not sure if it's a Monday night or a Sunday night, whatever it is. But yeah, they scheduling for it. And the word on the street is that the Falcons didn't want to do it. They were trying to find any way to get out of it. And the NFL was like, no, dummy, we're doing that. That's money.
And it's a
ain't no
Monday
way.
night game.
Yeah, it's a Monday night game, just like that time. And I'm excited about it. That was one of the best feelings as a Saints fan I'd ever had. I wasn't involved in Katrina. I don't live in New Orleans. I live in Lafayette at that time, but the devastation was real around the whole area, and everybody in Louisiana felt it. So when that game came on and when he blocked that kick, oh my God, bro, that punt, that like it sent a shiver up my spine. So.
Well, Sean, I was watching a Sean Payton interview not too long ago. He said that's the loudest he ever heard the Superdome.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, bro. That's probably and we won the NFC Championship game there, and I'm sure it was louder for that for that block kick. But the thing is, man, when you look at that, when you schedule that, and it's so emotionally connected to everyone, the Saints got to go out and win that game. You can't go out there and lose to the Falcons on the 20th anniversary. And I do expect us to win that game. But I mean, it's just like you have to win that game now. It's like not even an option. Whereas we usually at least split with the Falcons every year. We got swept last year, but that was abnormal, to say the least. And I know we'll that's one win you can almost guarantee, but that's the game I'm looking forward to on the schedule as much as any.
Well, I was just about to ask you what sticks out about the Saints schedule to you. I guess you said it.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm looking at the Saints schedule.
No, I haven't gone through with wins and losses yet.
I wasn't going to get through that.
I can tell you off top, we got 12 wins on deck.
Oh, here you go. But I'm looking at the Saints schedule. Honestly, I will say it's very doable. Yeah. Like, even though I don't think the Saints are a playoff team as of right now, I do think it's doable. I think the first two games are tough. You got Detroit and Baltimore. But after that, I mean, you've got Vegas, Atlanta, Minnesota, the Giants, the Browns, like the I mean that nothing specific, nothing crazy.
Yeah, so then I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that first game against the Lions, and just to see what we got. I think that's a good measurement of what we got, because I expect the Lions to have a bounce back year. I just hope they don't bounce back in that first game. I actually see us splitting those two games, 1-1. We're gonna either beat the Lions or we're gonna beat the Ravens, and we'll lose to the other ones. So I mean, I don't know which one it is, but those two games, I think we're gonna split. I think we're going to game 3. I think we got the Browns game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go into that game 1-1 and end up 2-1 after we beat the hell out of Shador them.
You actually got Vegas the third game, my bad, and you'll probably beat Vegas.
Yeah, we'll beat Vegas. When do we have the Browns?
I think it's like week 6. I was just looking at it, something like that.
Yeah, because I mean that's going to be a tricky game too. Well, it's going to be an anticipated game here because of half of the fan base wanted us to pick Shador, me, and and half of us, I think probably all of the fan base wanted us to pick Shador, but the fact that we picked Shuck and he's working out, they want to prove there's going to be a lot of pressure from upper management to prove that they made the right decision.
And your international game is against your favorite player, Aaron Rodgers, in France.
Scrub ass. We finna beat the brakes off him in France.
I
We
can't
the
wait
one
till
with the
Rodgers.
Florida Lee on our head. We the one with the Florida Lee on our helmet, man. We're listed as the home team, and it's gonna be like at home. But yeah, man, Aaron Rodgers, bro. But do you see what I'm talking about when I say like, look how long he held that organization hostage before he gone finally decided, yeah, I'm gonna come back. You know
But
what I
was it
mean?
long? I mean, they haven't even gotten into training camp yet. That's what Brett Favre used to do. He used to hold teams hostage.
Nah, he did. Aaron Rodgers do too, bro. This is like he did do it. This was earlier than he usually does it. This was way earlier. Hell, the season was damn near ready to start last year when he decided he's gonna come play for him.
No, I
Do you
mean he
not
went to
remember that?
training camp. He went to training camp.
I don't
You
remember.
tripping.
I remember he was holding out, bro. They didn't know what he was gonna do.
No, but I do know he was at training camp. That I remember. So he wasn't, disrespectful. I mean, if you don't show up for training camp, I think you're wilding out. But I will say I do. So I've been really good about Aaron Rodgers and reading him last couple of years, and I kept saying, "Nah, it's not his final year. It's not his final year." I do think this will be his final year.
Yeah, me too. I think it's his final year, and he's not gonna do shit. Like they're not gonna do nothing, bro. It's fine. Come on back, have your little final, go for it, and but just accept the fact that they're gonna suck. They're getting the old Aaron Rodgers. They're not getting the old Aaron Rodgers. So,
But they did win the division with him last year. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, their division was damn near as bad as our division with all those injuries and stuff. So it's not a big deal. I'm not. If you can call that season a success, you can call that season a success. Mike Tomlin will still be there.
Well, I do think the main reason Aaron Rodgers come back this year is because he's going to play for his old coach from Green Bay. So I do think that's the main reason he came, and I think it came back, and I think that's a good way to finish it off. With your old head coach, Mike McCarthy, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but look, they won a Super Bowl together, and so I do think that's a cool way for him to go out. I will be shocked if he comes back another year after that, and I really don't see it. I know you're not the biggest fan, but look, he is a legend at the end of the day, whether you're a fan or not, just like I'm not a fan of LeBron, but he is a legend. And so I encourage everybody, just enjoy the last of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing different with that is you don't see the age in LeBron like you see in Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not as quick, or he doesn't have that arm power like he used to.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I am one of those people that I do respect greatness. Like I just not, like I said, I don't like the things he does, like holding his team hostage and stuff like that. That's the only and the fact that people say he's better all time than Breeze.
He is.
It's just not true, bro. It's just not true.
Come on, man.
It's just not true. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, bro.
Bro, that's longevity numbers.
Oh my God. Well, why didn't he play longer?
He didn't want to.
It's not longevity numbers.
Well, also you have to think he didn't play a lot his first 3 years because they wanted him to back up Favre. So that's another thing that hurt his numbers. And even with that, he ended up with the same amount of rings and more MVPs. I mean, Breeze never even won one MVP.
Breeze didn't won one MVP. He got robbed out of a couple of them. And
even if you feel that way, Rodgers still has like 4.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Hell, Rodgers got 2 of them. So they'd be 2-2 if the person who really was supposed to got them got those. But I don't really, like I said, I don't judge it off of that anyway. Just put his best season versus Breeze's best season, since we're not gonna go off of longevity. You know what I mean? And I don't even think it's close personally. So
No, I mean I disagree. I'm a Rodgers. Rodgers definitely better than Breeze in my eyes. But look, I'm not going to be disrespectful to Breeze. Breeze was a Saints legend, and he had an awesome career. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a top 10 quarterback all time. But I do disagree. I do think I would take Rodgers, and I know X would take Rodgers.
and X don't count, bro. That's X is a damn Raiders / Titans fan, bro. I don't care about what X is. Yeah, the thing is, and look who Breeze threw to, and look who Rodgers threw to. It's not even close, bro. It's not even close. The best wide receiver that Breeze threw to was Michael Thomas for one season. Well, not for one season, but that was for one season, and he was the best wide receiver in the game. And that hell, Aaron Rodgers has thrown to Devontae Adams in 2 different jerseys. Like he's thrown to him. You got the list goes on and on. You know, Jordy Nelson, all those guys were way better than any of the other wide receivers outside of Michael Thomas. And I'll say Colston just because I think Colston was a damn good receiver and was underrated. He got skipped over for All-Pro and Pro Bowls multiple times as well.
I actually felt over the years, and I know we're already on some other topic, but one thing that bothered me about the Packers' tenure for Rodgers is I felt like they never drafted guys enough for the offense. Like Devontae Adams, I forgot where he was drafted, but I know he wasn't first rounder. And they refused to get offensive pieces around him from the first round. So that used to piss me off. I just felt like they could have helped Rodgers out more. Now, Adams ended up great, but at the end of the day, he wasn't drafted in the first round. So they never thought he would end up what he did.
Right, absolutely. And I agree with that. I do agree with that. And ultimately, I think that's what led him to leaving because he was just kind of frustrated with it, which I understood that too. But he had plenty of receivers. He had running backs, receivers. He had offensive weapons. He had tight ends. They kept them stacked up. Breeze made the wide receivers that we had look good. But that's neither here nor there, man. That's I guess any Colts game you looking forward to?
So one thing that stuck out about the Colts schedule for me is the first 3 games. The Colts actually have a rough first 3 games. So Indianapolis plays Baltimore, then the Chiefs, and then the Texans. So that is a tough first 3 game stretch. I also don't know if Daniel Jones is going to start the season, because one thing about Daniel Jones, he tore his Achilles in December. So usually it's a year recovery. Will he be ready in September? I have no damn clue. I think even if he is, you're still risking a lot there because it's not a full year of recovery. So that to me sticks out. If he doesn't start the season, I'm assuming the Colts would be 0-3 at that point. And if you're 0-3, and which I would think we would be without Daniel Jones, the season's already a wrap. I mean, good luck coming back from 0-3. So that's what stuck out to me was, will Daniel Jones be ready for those first 3 games? Because the Ravens, Chiefs, and Texans, those are 3 expected playoff teams. So that's what stuck out to me. Other than that, it's a regular schedule. I'm excited for some of the games. We play the Cowboys. We don't play the Cowboys too often. We play the Dolphins, for example, even though I think they'll be trash. That's just the team we don't play too often. So certain things like that are our international game isn't your typical London game. It's against Washington. Will Washington be back to what they were 2 years ago? I have no idea. So Other than that, the schedule looks normal to me. It's just those first 3 games are going to be crucial.
Couple things about y'all. I saw something today that said y'all are looking to sign Debo Samuels, which I think it'll be a good addition to y'all. I think it'll help y'all a little bit. Also, those 3 games that you just spoke of, y'all are actually getting them at a pretty good time because Mahomes shouldn't be back yet, number one. And the Ravens and the Texans typically don't start off good at the beginning of the season. So y'all are actually catching them at a pretty good time. And as far as Daniel Jones ACL tear, my daughter actually went today to the specialist to get her ACL looked at because she tore ACL and her meniscus. We found out today.
Wow.
And yeah, and they told her that she'll be able to after the surgery, she should be able to resume athletic activities within 9 months. And I'm sure they have a better doctor and physical therapy than we going to. You know what I mean? So he might be okay. Y'all might be all right.
Yeah,
he might be all right.
That sucks to hear.
Yeah, man. I was devastated to hear too because she's scheduled to do a walk on at LSU, and here we go. Might have to wait until next year and just train this whole year. But yeah, that's but that should be pretty good, like I said, for him because in December to September, that should be about 9 months. Yeah, so y'all will be good on that. But all right, man, that's all good. That's anything else you want to hit about the NFL?
Nope, I think we're ready for the NBA.
All right, Saints, go ahead and sign Cam Jordan. Quit playing, bro. Damn. Or Cam, just take whatever they offering you, bro. Stop playing, bro. You don't have nobody else that's offering you nothing. You know better than that. Quit acting like that. All right, so let's keep it pushing. Next subject we're going to will be NBA playoffs. Well, let's do this first. Let's acknowledge all hail to the MVP. MVP, 2-time MVP, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. What do y'all think about that? Do you think he deserved it this year?
I think so. I mean, he had all the, I guess you could say, I mean, everything was pretty much in his favor. Had the best team, best record. He has one of the best numbers in the NBA. So it was pretty easy to give it to him again. And they're still in the playoffs. One of the other players they got bounced out first round, which was Jokic. And yeah, we seen what happened over there. And then, I mean, Wemby's still in there. They're about to play each other right now. So I think he was number 2 before the playoffs started. So Wemby had a great case to win MVP, but we know who bringing it every single night, no matter what. Shea rarely has a bad game. And yeah, he's the MVP.
All right, box office, what you think?
I disagree. I thought it was a lazy year in terms of the voting. I thought they just went, Shea's got good numbers. They're number 1 in the West. Let's just give it to him. Okay. I thought it was just lazy. My MVP, and if I had a vote, would have actually gone to the guy that finished 5th in the voting, and that was Cade Cunningham. Look, number 1 in the East, okay, with a team that doesn't have any legit stars around him. I mean, did y'all watch Durant in these playoffs? Awful. So he got a team to be number one in the East without any true stars around him. And let's remember, this is a regular season award. You know what Shea is doing in the playoffs and all that, it's irrelevant. I think if anybody deserves more votes, if we're talking about the playoffs included, it would be Wemby. I mean, because he's on the tear, and he just bothers the hell out of everybody on defense. So I would have given it to Cunningham because he had great numbers and number one in the East without any true support around him. Who had the Pistons going first in the East? Nobody. So I think that's something that needs to mean something, especially if he doesn't have any great stars around him. I just think he did the most with the least amount around him. When SGA was hurt and not playing for OKC, they were still rolling. I mean, they were still rolling. When Wemby wasn't playing for the Spurs, they were still rolling. So to me, I just thought it was a lazy, and I wouldn't give it a Jokic because my main thing is I always say if you're an MVP, you got to be at least the top 2, maybe top 3 seed, but usually top 2 seed in your conference, and he wasn't that this year despite the great numbers. Doncic's case is he led the league in scoring, but that's about it. Like I said, they weren't number 2 or at least top 2 in the West in terms of record. So I just felt like the voters just went with the easy way out. But put Cunningham on OKC. I could see them still first in the West. So I just thought he did the most with the least around him, and my vote would have gone to Cunningham.
Okay. I personally think Shea deserved it. The only knock I got against Shea, he led the league in nothing. Not scoring, not assists, not rebounds, nothing. So it's hard for me to vote for you if you I could see why people would not want to give it to him because he's on a team that's basically loaded. And when you say that, it's not because they're loaded full of superstars. It's just that they're the perfectly assembled team. And yeah, if you put Cade on there, I'm sure they still do. They still are pretty good. I don't know if they win the championship, but I'm pretty sure that they're still probably number 1 in the West. But I don't have as much confidence than I have them with Shea and beating Wemby. So I think that he deserves it. You can call it lazy voting. That's the terminology for it because everybody kind of just went with their eyes and their common sense. It's like, all right, come on, man. What, he fell off since last year? No, he's still the best player. He's still the team's still the best team. He's still the best player. And I think that that's what everybody did. So it may have been lazy voting, but nobody had a strong enough case. Because the same reason why you criticize Bron, he was number 1 in the East. The East is probably weaker than it was when LeBron was dominating it. So them being number 1 in the East, it's only impressive to me because I didn't anticipate them being more than a 5th seed. You know what I mean? And he doesn't have any superstars around him. But I just think the East was so up and down and wild. And you could see that it was a fluke now because of how he got eliminated. You know what I mean? So I think they made the right decision based off production and actual team production as well. So I think they got it right. I think they got it.
I mean, I don't have a huge problem where I'm like boycott MVP voter, but because SGA still had a great year. But I do think that since they're rolling without him, that means something to me. And as you saw, when Cunningham has bad games like he did last night, the Pistons are lost, man. They just and that's why I'm a Pistons fan, but I didn't have them going to the finals or anything, despite the 1 seed. Because I do think the issue with the Pistons is they need to get another top-notch scorer around Cunningham. Like Giannis would be insane to Detroit. But obviously, he's not going from Milwaukee to Detroit. If he's going to go somewhere, it's going to be LA, it's going to be Miami, New York, one of those cities. But I do think they need another big time player around them because I think that Detroit is dead without Cunningham.
So, what do you think that Detroit does this offseason to improve their team?
That's a good question. I don't know what they're going to do, but they just look. I'm okay with Durant. I know he struggled in the playoffs, but
Yeah.
I think he's still a good third option. He's not a second option to me. And basically, what Orlando did was when they grabbed Desmond Bain to make another big time scorer around Banchero and things like that. I think Detroit needs to pull a Desmond Bain type of move this summer, and I don't know who that is, but they need to figure it out.
Yeah, they definitely need number two because as you can see, Tobias Harris is not gonna cut it. He had us fooled. He had me fooled. First, I think 3 games, 20 points a night, and the drop off was drastic. He still had 14. I think he had like 14 in game 4 or 5, whichever one it was, and then he struggled to get to 15. Game 6, I believe, and then the game 7 was just horrible. It was just terrible. That's the thing I had said at the beginning of the series because I said the Cavs was gonna win because they have more offensive power than the Pistons. And that showed. The Pistons have great defense. Asar Thompson is ridiculous, but that's not enough. You're gonna you have to be able to score and able to win games. It's not just defense. So we've seen that. That they definitely need to make a move. They're not gonna, of course, you said they're not gonna get nobody like Giannis, but they gotta make some type of moves. They probably keep Tobias Harris just for the veteran presence, but somebody has to move.
So
maybe Kevin Durant makes another move.
Probably does.
He needs to. Tell him to leave his burner phone in Houston, though, if he makes another move. But my thing is, all right, so we mentioned Asur Thompson, right? How about he develop an offensive bag? How about that's what he works on the off season? And I think he averaged single digit points this year, right?
I don't remember exactly. I'm gonna check real quick. He averaged exactly 10 points per game.
Okay. Let's say he moved that average up to 17. Would that be something that interests you?
I mean,
that's a drastic jump.
But I will say though, I'm not like, let's say Detroit trades for somebody, I'm not giving up Thompson. I mean, he's such a stud on defense, and he is a young player that I think that I'm okay with him averaging 10 points per game. I mean, I would like him to jump to at least 14, but he is such a stud on defense. I love having a guy like that on the roster.
Yeah. Definitely a couple, like at least 3 more points. 4 more, like 4 more points a game would be a lot better than 10. But I don't think your answer is going to come from his position at all. He needs to just, if he can develop a jumper, just a jumper, a mid-range, a 3, just a something he can get to easily. I know he's very athletic, so he can take it to the cup, but that's the thing that probably separates him from his brother is that he can actually create a shot, but he still needs to develop an offensive bag too. But that's the difference from them too.
So what about, would you be open to a John Morant type of trade?
I personally wouldn't. I mean, I think he needs the ball in his hands, kind of like Cunningham. So I don't think it's a good fit.
Yeah.
One, but two, he's also trouble. So I'm trying to avoid any of that. I'd rather go get a Jaron Jackson from Utah, for example, or something like that before I would go John Morant.
Yeah. I don't think Ja is the answer to anybody's team except the Rockets, I guess. I know Ja, he's very athletic and everything, but
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
mind Detroit trying Zion. Maybe they
yeah,
call
that
maybe
wouldn't be
they
bad.
call New Orleans and try out Zion. Zion would annoy the hell out of me though, because I know he'd always be hurt, and I hate that. I mean, that would really piss me off.
He played 60 games this year.
Yeah, but like, is that going to continue? That's always the question mark, because like we've seen the Joel Embiids and the Anthony Davises of the world. As soon as they look and play a longer stretch and are healthier, they find a way to get back on the bench because of the injury. So I personally like avoiding injury-prone players, but I do think Zion would make Detroit, if healthy, a really good team.
Yeah.
It's funny you just said Embiid because that was the next name I was going to ask you.
No,
Would you be
I don't
interested
want
in
his
Embiid
ass.
trade?
I don't want Embiid nowhere near Detroit. Embiid, I think we've seen enough of a sample size where he's just not going to be healthy enough. Like it's just not, and I hate it for him because he walked into the NBA injured and and always had these surgeries and he's only getting older. I do think Philadelphia should move on. I think Maxey and Edgecombe play better without him. They play
Yeah.
more free. I do think that the process and trust in it is over with in Philadelphia, and I wouldn't want him in Detroit.
What about something like a Paul George?
I don't think
I'd
nobody
be,
should move for Paul George.
I'd be okay with this at this stage of Paul George, but I just wouldn't expect Indiana Paul George out of him.
No, just like as
He
a secondary player for Cunningham.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take him as a secondary player.
he kind of went missing in the last game as well.
Yeah.
Last couple games of that playoff series.
Yeah. Man, but that's how it goes.
Podcast P showed up.
So we did just cover the Cavs and the Pistons, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I will say this about Harden though. He got bailed out last night that Detroit was just bad because he had another terrible game. I mean, 2 for 10 shooting. I was telling you about that crazy stat where he had like I think 43 playoff games at the time of more turnovers than made shots in games. And that number is only going up in these playoffs. I still don't think that he's playing really well. Mitchell was playing like his twin brother until last night. I mean, Mitchell finally had a good game. So while Cleveland moved on and everything, I still don't trust James Harden in the playoffs at all.
Without James Harden, they would be at home right now. 100%. He played well through game 3 through game 5.
I agree, and now's your time to shine, Hunter. I know you don't take no James Harden slander, so there you go.
Yeah, man. Speaking of terrible games, I don't know who this was that was playing in game 7 right here, but he was awful. Couldn't hit a 3. 5 for 16. He almost had as many field goals made as turnovers. He almost had it. Did he even play in the fourth quarter?
He played the beginning of it.
Beginning of it, yeah. Good thing he didn't get in there. But yeah. Cade Cunningham, man, he had a good season. I know that's your man, but we know who took care of business. And James Harden didn't even have to do that in Game 7. Sam Merrill had 23 points, and I think Jared Allen had 20 points, and Donovan Mitchell, of course, went off. It was just one of those games. Hey, do y'all thing. Let the vet chill. Go ahead, get y'all buckets. I took care of Game 3 through 5. I did my parts. I had a 30-point game. I came up clutching 2 of those games, So go ahead. Finally, Donovan Mitchell, you showed up to the party. I mean, he had what was that game? Game 2, he had like 38 in the second half.
Yeah, I can't
Nah, that
remember.
was that was like game 5 or 4 or something, huh?
Yeah, whatever game. He had that game, and then he went off in Game 7. So thank you for coming through for at least 2 of those games, man. Take some weight off the system back, man. You can't do it all these days. And
so Harden got one for him, and Mitchell got one for him.
Harden got him too, for sure.
Yeah, my bad. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Harden and both of them had 2 games.
Mm-hmm. And I think Evan Mobley played pretty good in one of those games as well. But yeah, that's all. That's all she wrote for that one, man. I mean, what played out is what I said was gonna play out. Cavs had more offense. Pistons, when Cade, like you said, when Cade has a terrible game, the Pistons they can't do anything. Danish Jenkins can't be the second best player. We didn't even miss the series. Speaking of secondary players, the Timberwolves and the Spurs.
Oh yeah,
Julius Randle might be the worst number 2 option in the NBA.
I mean, I think all 3 of us were saying that before the series too. It's like none of
the
us
key for them to have a chance. I knew they was gonna lose the series, but like, are we serious though? He put up
I'm not
3 points. I think he had 3 points in the last game.
Yeah, I mean, he was terrible, and even when he is playing better, it still doesn't look good. Like he's posting up, and he's I don't know. I don't like him as a number 2. I thought they lost the trade with New York, and now if New York makes the finals, they definitely lost that trade.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring. I was about to say, I forgot to get the name of that GM, but he was gonna go as one of the I guess he's not one of the worst, but he's one of the for making that trade. He's going up there as one of the worst GMs currently. Right behind what's the guy name for that traded away Luka?
Nico Harrison.
Yeah, Nico Harrison, and then Rob Pelinka ever since the Lakers won the championship in 2020. I think he right up there with those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that bad, but it doesn't help that if Karl-Anthony Towns might be playing in the finals soon.
Man.
So let's really recap it though. So what actually went wrong for the Wolves?
I mean, it was
because it
pretty much just Anthony Edwards. I mean, they had some of the role players stepped up. They definitely needed DiVincenzo, and of course Julius Randle. He might have had one game with 15 points. Other than that, I think he stayed 10 points or less. I think he dunked on Wemby, but I think for the most part he was scared to go on that paint. So he really struggled against the Spurs, and his jump shot isn't good enough for him to just to stay out there and shoot mid rangers all day and 3-pointers. So that's why he really struggled.
Not to interrupt you, but Caruso going crazy. I don't know if y'all watching it.
He's the only one scoring for them.
Yeah,
that's the thing about OKC, bro. if Shea or somebody not playing good, they got somebody else to come in and go crazy. It don't matter. Somebody gonna pop off.
Yeah, man.
And that's what Detroit don't have, and that's my whole point. That's why Cunningham should have won MVP.
but just to finish off this Spurs and Wolves series, what went wrong? The Wolves got the wrong French guy. That's what it comes down to, bro. They got the old model. This new hotness that's over there in San Antonio is way better, way more improved. You thought you had a defensive stopper from France at first. Oh my goodness. This guy Wemby, he is amazing defensively. Like when I see him, it's like he really, I've seen people make people not want to come into the paint. But he is the latest one. I haven't seen this in years. I can't really remember a person that besides like Mutombo that people used to really be like, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. But that's you see people doing that now with Wemby. They're like, I ain't going in there, bro. I'm just swinging. Fuck it. I can't do nothing with it. I'm gonna swing it. I don't care if you gave me that lane. I can't go in there. Swing it. Or they just gonna take a bad shot. So
yeah,
I think that right now Wemby is setting the stage to win probably 6 or 7 Defensive Player of the Year awards in a row. The only thing I can say about Wemby though is I like to see him be a lot more consistent offensively.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing he wasn't in this series. And if Ant had any help from Julius Randle, they probably could have won this series.
Yeah, I think that's what separates Wemby from a lot of these superstars, especially like from SGA. Like SGA, a bad game is him scoring 20, 22 points. Like that's a bad game for him. And he's just like barely getting that 20 points. But like Wemby, he don't have a game where he's like struggling to get 15, but he just get in the paint. You're 7 feet tall. You're 8 feet tall almost. Just go to the paint and catch the ball and just do a post hook. Just get a post hook in your bag.
I don't know if he's just wasting too much energy on defense or what it is, so he's tired on offense. But look, I mean, at the same time, they haven't lost yet, so like it's whatever for me as of right now. But in terms of Minnesota, the reason they lost is because their second and third option suck. I mean, offensively, like it's just that simple. Julius Randle is not consistent, and Rudy Gobert is a disaster on offense. He's 7 feet tall. He had 0 points and 3 rebounds the last game. I mean,
hey, bro, they need to cut his ass. Cut him.
He's still solid on defense, but they just need to figure out the offensive side, and they need to get rid of Julius Randle. I do like the Sumo and Terrence Shannon off the bench. I remember watching Terrence Shannon at Illinois. He was a scoring machine, and he's great off the bench. And I feel like actually he should get more playing time. But they have the same problem as Detroit. They need another number 2 option.
And the thing is, man, they I saw today they said that they're gonna make some wholesale changes to put around him. So I mean, I expect Julius Randle and Gobert to be gone after this season. And them trying to
I don't know, man. I think if they ain't got rid of Gobert yet, I don't think they're getting rid of him until maybe his contract is up. Because they obviously have a lot of faith in him. Because nothing has changed about his game in the last 3 years. He's been the same Rudy Gobert. I guess his offense, like, I mean, if anything has changed, he hasn't gotten better on offense.
It looks like he's gotten worse, bro.
On offense, he probably is terrible. Yeah, he is definitely terrible on offense. If especially if it's against a solid defender. But on defense, he's good on defense, but of course you're gonna need more than that, obviously, to win a series. You can't just have that in the regular season that can fly. That's along with like the Pistons, man. They in the regular season that not having a real number two that could fly in the regular season, but when you start game planning for that number one option, Cade Cunningham, then what y'all gonna do now? So that's what it is with Rudy Gobert. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna move off him. They definitely gotta get off Randall. I don't care what y'all thought about Randall before this. He has not shown to be any type of consistent. I don't think he got that dog in him at all. Anthony Edwards is a younger guy, I think, and he's definitely stepped up to the plate. Anthony Edwards is out there with no knees, basically, and still producing way more. So,
bro. Well, all right, that's a wrap on that series, man. Let's move over to these conference finals. Let's start with the game that's on right now. We got the Spurs and OKC. Just to start it off, who do y'all say it's 25-25? Good time to make your prediction. Who y'all got taking game one?
I'll go first. Just want to say that Jasper has the Thunder in 5, and X has the Thunder in 7. Who's gonna win game one? Considering Fox is out tonight, I actually think it's gonna be OKC. But in terms of the series, I've got the Spurs in 6 games. Look, like my thing is, I really want to pick OKC. They're my pick to win it all going into the season. And you know me, I'm not big into regular season matchups. I don't really care about a random game in November. But
yeah,
they played 5 times, and the Spurs won 4. Like that means something to me. And now seeing tonight, it's 25-25, whatever, 27 now, whatever, doesn't matter. To me, I think Wemby is just too big of a problem for them. Like OKC can't drive the ball at all, and they're gonna settle for threes. And I think that for OKC, it's gonna all depend on how well they're shooting the 3 ball. And I thought going into the playoffs that the Spurs were a year away. They're still young. Man, the more they play, the more they impress me. Like I just, and what's crazy is if they win the title this year, I mean, you know how many years ahead they have with Dylan Harper, Wemby, and Stephon Castle if healthy. And that's another thing. They've landed the last 3 drafts. Wemby, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper. I mean, they've just killed it. And Mitch Johnson has been a great replacement for Greg Popovich. It looks like he's learned a lot under him, and that he was ready for this moment. I'm telling you, man, the more I watch the Spurs, the more I'm impressed. And I think Wemby's just too big of a problem. You're going to see Holmgren shooting a lot of threes this series because Holmgren can't do anything inside on Wemby. And that's not the way the Thunder want to play. So I've got the Spurs in 6. I'm interested in y'all's predictions. And Jasper and X have the Thunder.
Well, I will say you're right about one thing. That Chet Holmgren matchup is going to be a major problem. That was my main key thing I seen in those regular season games. It was night and day on who was the better player. That paint is definitely going to be a no-fly zone. But I do have the Thunder in 6. The home court advantage is going to play a big part, I feel like. Thunder is at home. I had the Thunder win this game, even if Fox had played. I had called it before they had ruled him out. But the Thunder, yes, they're going to be shooting more, but I think they still have their guys are better than their extra guys. I think they're better than or more reliable, I guess you can say, than the Spurs extra guys. And also you have, I mean, Wemby, as you can say, he's an MVP caliber player, but you can take Wemby out of the game. I don't think you can take Shea out of the game for long. You can do things to keep Wemby out of the paint on offense and force him to take jumpers. But I really do think that the Thunder, they have a lot of key pieces that can knock down jumpers, just like we've seen in that Lakers series. Eventually, they're gonna start making those shots. They're not gonna go cold for long. And as you can see, we have Caruso has 10 points in the first quarter. And I've seen Case and Wallace hit a three. So they got shooters for sure. They got Jared McCain. I'm not sure if he hit a three yet, but that's just another shooter out there that you do not want to leave open. So I think the key is, so I mean, if you can slow down Shea and keep Chet out the game, I think the Spurs definitely have a really good chance. But I think with Fox being out, hopefully he doesn't miss game 2. You definitely want to have him back for game 2. You definitely want him back for game 2 to try to steal a game in OKC, because it's gonna be tough going back if they do end up go down 2-0 and going back home. I mean, home court is a big advantage, but I don't know, man. I think they want to try to steal one for sure. And yeah, I want the Spurs to win because they took out the Oklahoma City Thunder took out my Lakers, and yeah, Bron at home right now, but yeah, I want the Spurs to win, but I think OKC got it. They got more playoff experience, I guess you can say. They're a championship team, so yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. So, just to start this off, I got OKC winning this game. And that was before the game started. The game started off, the Spurs went on a 9-0 run. So they were up 9-0, and it was looking bad for OKC. Huh? Yeah, it was looking bad for OKC. And then OKC did what I always see them do. The reason why I like them. I think we'll all agree that San Antonio has the best defensive player in this series, right? Which is Wemby, right? Okay. But I think Oklahoma City has the best defensive team. They are ridiculous on defense, bro. They'll be down or they'll be close, and all of a sudden, here they go with a steal. Here they go with a tough defensive stand, and they come back flying down the court with the ball, and then all of a sudden, they're up. Like they were down 9, and then they were up 2, just like within the next time I looked up. Because they're so active defensively. And I'll be trying to figure out what kind of defense they run. Looks like they kind of I don't know what they're in now, maybe a 3-2 or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, they're in a 3-2. But whatever defense it is that they run, it works well with the personnel that they have from top to bottom, from starters to reserves. Because anybody comes in, they pick right up where the other one left off, and they go. The next thing you know, they're going. They're still running and gunning on their defense. So, I got them winning the series as well. I got OKC in 6. Even though I think that this is a hard matchup for them because of Wemby and Chet. But Chet, if you look at any of the old footage of Chet and Wemby playing, Wemby was always upset because Chet in the USA used to be beating them. And Wemby would be crying and upset and all that. So Wemby's been punishing him since he made it to the NBA, though. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was because Chet was a little bit bigger than him, like size-wise, girth-wise at the time. He was a little bit bigger than him, but now Wemby's caught up, and he's been abusing Chet since he's been in the NBA, bro. And
Yeah.
It's one of those things, man. Time catches up, but I think that defensively and offensively, these two teams match up well against each other. And I don't know how San Antonio did it, but like you said, they hit 3 drafts in a row, bro. 3 drafts in a row they hit. And I think OKC wins the NBA championship this year, but it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna be hard pressed to say that San Antonio doesn't take it and win the next 3 after that. Because they're really setting up to win and win for a long time over there. And OKC, they still are a young team in theory, but they're not as young as them. And the San Antonio, I think they're running way ahead of schedule because last year they made the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't think so.
Who,
Also,
last year?
Yeah.
Spurs
they made the
last.
playoffs. Huh?
I'm trying to think too. How the hell they? No, they didn't. No, let me see. I totally forgot.
Also, for those games in the regular season, I don't think J-Dub played any of those games, huh?
Yeah. Nah, I don't think he did either. He's playing this time.
He looks really good tonight. I think he has he came in pretty hot tonight. So I think J-Dub that's a big piece they was missing in those games. Because it can't always be Shea taking care of the business and Chet being the second option, I guess. So J-Dub is definitely a good role, not a good role player, but a good piece to have against this Spurs team. You're definitely gonna need him to beat this team. I don't think without J-Dub they win this series.
How does he keep getting hurt, bro?
I don't know. There's always something little, and then it gets bigger, and out for a long time.
Yeah, he's got to get that together.
I think it was his wrist or something. I don't know. At one point in time, it was his wrist.
So I'm the only one that's got the Spurs. They didn't make the playoffs last year, so this is pretty impressive first playoff run.
Yeah, extremely.
With this era. But I will say, though, I think this is the real NBA Finals. When I'm watching the Western Conference Finals, I'm acting like I'm watching the finals because I do think whoever wins this will win the title. But I do think, honestly, these are the best 2 teams in the league.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think OKC wins. I think OKC is the best team in the league. But the Knicks got me believing in them, bro.
Nah.
I can't ignore what they got going on over there.
They hooping for sure. One guy said in my Discord, man, this dude was talking about the Knicks about to sweep the Cavs.
Oh, he wilding.
Well, we're about to get to that series, right?
Yeah, that's what we're on now. I'm grabbing some graphics and we're gonna go right there to it. But yeah, so I think we got that pretty much covered. So we all got OKC except for you, box office, right?
It sounds like it, yep.
All right, so now let's get over there to the Eastern Conference. And I'm not sure. I think I did call this though. The Knicks versus the Cavaliers, Eastern Conference Championship. Series starts when tomorrow?
Yep.
Yes.
Who y'all got game 1 and who you got in the series?
Next game 1.
Go ahead, Hunter.
Yeah. Next game 1 for sure. But I'm biased. Going to underdogs. I think the Cavs are the underdogs for the series. I'm going with the Cavs in 6. Um, I just think they'll be there. This is a really good matchup. If we can slow down Cat, I think they can take care of the Knicks. If Jared Allen can do a good job on Cat, they can take care of the Knicks. But if Cat gets loose and starts hitting threes and all that, it's gonna be a long game. Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson gonna get his buckets regardless. Um, and of course, Donovan Mitchell has to show up every single game, just about. And Harden cannot have all those turnovers. So that's my key points for this series. I think Evan Mobley is still gonna play good. OG Anunoby, he's gonna do his thing. Josh Hart, you got to keep him off the boards on the offense at least. No offensive rebounds for him. You can't be allowing those second chance points for the Knicks because they will kick it out for a 3-ball, and that's how they start blowing out teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go next. I got the Knicks game 1, and I've got the Knicks in 6 games. I just don't trust James Harden, and it looks like whatever he's been eating, Donovan Mitchell eats at times, and then they both play like boneheads out there. Um, Look, like I can't believe that 25% of James Harden's career is that stat I mentioned, where more turnovers than made shots. I know he played a couple good games against Detroit, but it's not enough for me to trust him. I just can't. I can't trust him out of nowhere. And I think the Knicks are too hot. They have been on fire since that blowout where they eliminated Atlanta. They have not stopped since then. They've been on a tear. Um, I also think that having home court helps. Cleveland can get 2 games. I don't see it more than that. I really think the Knicks are going to the finals. And Jasper had them in 6 games, and X has the Knicks in 7 games.
Okay. Well, as far as the first game, I got the Knicks, bro. And I want James Harden to actually be successful in some way, somehow. But unfortunately, I think he doesn't see the finals again, bro. I got the Knicks beating them in 6 games. I think that they're a well matched up they're a well matched up team. They match up well together, rather. And I can see them going 7 games, but I just think the Knicks are so hot right now. I'd be hard pressed to pick anybody against them outside of OKC, which I think it'll be an orange and blue final, man. And I think it'll be exciting. It's going to be exciting finals with those 2 teams in it. Definitely must see TV. Ratings are going to be crazy just with New York being in it, and pretty much everybody likes OKC now. So I think the ratings will be outrageous with with it being that type of thing. And I know I always think about stuff like that. Yeah, I'd be like, see, why are you even thinking about that? Who cares about the ratings? Who cares about the money? I gotta think about the money. That's how I think that's how they that's how this works, man. Last year, I think it was one of the worst viewed finals in history, and I don't think they want to go through that again. So you start seeing a few funny calls in that Knicks series. you can you can definitely believe it that Vegas got a call. Vegas made the call, as they say. So I would definitely put my money on New York in this series.
Yeah.
And
Man, this Spurs and OKC game is great. I think Wemby has 10 or 12 points with 10 rebounds already, and then we have Caruso with 4 threes already.
yeah, and Shea Shea still ain't started cooking yet, but you already know what's gonna happen in that second half. He gonna hit the
Oh
free throw
yeah.
line more than anything. But
I didn't take Shea on no points today. I already know what's the game plan. We seen it in the Lakers series, and they have way better defenders than us. I didn't take Shea for no points. They kind of trying to trick you into taking him for 25 because they had that 20 points was minus 3,000. No, sir.
what?
Yeah. His odds on like even 20 points is always so ridiculous that it's not worth like even considering.
So you're gonna be like, all right, might as well pick 25, but he's probably not gonna get that 25 tonight.
Yeah, I think the only time it's worth betting on him is if you truly think hit that night he's gonna have 35 plus, and you make the bet on 35 plus. But otherwise, avoid SGA at all costs because it's just not worth
I got his assist line for 4.
Well, one thing about it is, man, we can thank JJ Redick for that because JJ Redick he put out the blueprint. He put out the blueprint on how to limit SGA, and the Spurs are just gonna follow suit, and that's what's happening now.
Same thing with KD.
Boy.
And I'm happy to see it because I'm tired of watching OKC. I just think the way they play is not appealing to watch, and the free throws and all that just gets annoying. So
I don't think they're gonna be able to get away with that this series though. It's too many dogs out there.
Yeah, and I'm rooting for San
Antonio. Get the rock out your hand, boy. What's wrong with you?
Oh my goodness gracious.
So we all got the Knicks, and I'm the only one that's got the Spurs.
No, I got the Cavs.
Right. Oh, you got the Cavs. Sorry, I don't know how I missed that. How many games?
6. I should be saying 7 because that's the only way they win a playoff series apparently.
They're gonna go to 7. Yeah. All right. So, I got a couple of little fun topics I want to throw in there real quick. We don't have to make them long. We spoke about a trade earlier, and how we believe that that the Knicks won in that trade, and you even said that their GM was close to Nico, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you think that was one of the worst trades of all time in your estimation, right?
What?
So
which trade? The Nico trade?
Nah,
the cat trade.
DiVincenzo and Randall for Towns, basically.
Yeah. You think that's one of the worst trades of all time?
I can't remember that many trades, but then within the past 5 years, I guess you can say that's one of the worst trades. I know the Kings and have sent some players over from, or like one of the bottom team. They just gave away players, but yeah, for a contender, yes.
Okay. Well, I got 2 trades that I know are worse. I think we're all agree that are worse than that. But I'm curious to see which one of these 2 trades do y'all think was worse. The Luka AD trade. Those are the trade details right there. Y'all can check them out. The Lakers got Luka and Max Kleber. The Mavs got AD and Scrubs, and the Jazz got some BS too, right? All right. So is that trade the worst, or was this the worst trade in history?
Oh yeah.
The Paul George trade.
The Clippers need to shut down. They need to shut down the whole franchise, bro.
These boys gave up SGA, Danilo Gallinari, a 2021 first round pick, 2022, a 2024, a 2025, and a pick swap in 2025, and a 2026 first round pick. So they still got to pick this year off this trade, along with SGA. Which trade was worse and why?
Um, the Clippers Thunder trade was worse just because one team's already won a title off this trade, and the Doncic and Cooper Flag one is still incomplete. Um, I mean, technically they didn't get Cooper Flag because of Doncic, but they ended up getting the first pick, which
Yeah,
resulted in Cooper Flag. But in terms of this trade, I mean, this is over and done with. Paul George is not a Clipper anymore, and they never won anything with him there. I felt like they had that the year the Lakers won the COVID title. I thought was the Clippers' best shot, but the Clippers just kept getting hurt. Like the one year it's Paul George, the next year it's Kawhi, and it was constantly one of them, and we never fully got to see the potential of the Clippers. Meanwhile, OKC, they got out of this trade, they got SGA and they got Jalen Williams. That's all you need to know. And they won a title with those two guys as their best players. So,
Yep.
Nico Harrison, as of right now, you do not have the worst trade in history. Um, but but it did cost you your job. Um,
yeah,
and but this is, I mean, this is bad when you look at this breakdown now, and you know, the Clippers. The Thunder still have another first round pick off this trade still upcoming. So it's still not over yet, technically, in terms of all the details. But at the end of the day, OKC's already won a title, and they might win another in a month, and they might win another in a year. So this is
Boy,
the Clippers need to be shut down, like Hunter said.
you would have thought they was trading for prom PG, Pacers PG. Because look at all of this. Matter of fact, you would have thought they was trading for 2018 Braun.
yeah.
Shea, Gallinari, all right, that's whatever. But a first round, how many first, 4, 5, 6 first
Six.
round picks?
Bruh,
Bozo.
whoever the GM was, I don't know what
I don't
time
even think
he got.
Paul George was ever worth that.
Nah, Paul George would never work that. And like I said, I actually mentioned this, I think, last week. The Clippers general manager, he needs to be drug tested or at least investigated, period, because he saw SGA every day when he was in LA, and I just didn't see him. I wasn't familiar with his game. I saw maybe a couple of little highlights, but when I see highlights of him for the Clippers now, this was always him. He always had this. He was just young. Bro,
Yeah,
I'm not trading him and 6 first round picks for Paul George. No, bro.
for one
No,
player.
indeed. There's no way. Not for Paul George. Like you said, it would have been prime Braun for me to do that. And
Yeah,
I don't think anybody would have gave that up,
no.
even for prime Braun and the Braun and the fact that they did it. It just is ridiculous. Now I think it was X who made the point. Do they even get Kawhi without getting this trade for PG?
No,
Kawhi
you probably won't.
have gone if they didn't do this. So maybe they traded all of this. If we look at it in that fashion, they traded all of this for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Maybe that makes the trade a little more tolerable. It makes it not look
Yeah,
so crazy, but it's still crazy in my opinion. I can't take it. There's no way
yeah. I
I
gotta
would have
come
done
get my kids, man.
it. Yeah, man. They all clean, I believe.
All right.
Kids.
Well, yeah, I'm.
All right, yeah, they're on his way. All right,
All
well,
righty.
yeah, man. Well, Box office. You had anything else you wanted to hit?
Nothing else. I think we had a goal to make it by halftime of this game. We made it happen. We don't need to force anything else. I'm gonna just go out with my shout outs now. Shout out to y'all for making it on. Fun, quick show. Next week we'll be back on to talk more playoffs. We'll be deeper into the Western and the Eastern Conference Finals, so we'll know where we stand. But shout out to y'all, man. I had fun, and we'll talk next week.
All good. All good. What you got, Hunter?
Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to my people on TikTok. Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm going. See y'all boys later.
All right, man. My last minute shout outs, I always go to my family, Hunter, Morgan, Tori, Krishna, Lee, and Edward. Daddy, love y'all. I'll see you in just a second. To my beautiful wife, Latricia, I love you too. I'll see you in just a second. And the Pap baby, Marcel Carter Bryan, and Azaria Grace Bryan. Pap love y'all. I'll see y'all in just a second. Because y'all in my living room right now. I ain't gotta just worry about my screensaver. So it's all good, man. To the whole NBS crew and everybody out there watching. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all too. We catch y'all next week. Boot up or shut up. Don't talk about.
All right, chat. I'm out of here. I'm going. I might post.